The dynamics of persuasion, personality and persuasion. We're going to discuss the myth of the vulnerable other, the need for cognition, self-monitoring, dogmatism, additional issues, other personality factors, and a few conclusions. The myth of the vulnerable other. Researchers have studied who might be most susceptible to persuasive communications. Researchers speculated that people low in self-esteem might be especially inclined to acquiesce to persuasive communicators. This has not received much empirical support. People high in self-esteem may tune into the message, directing attention outward to the communication rather than inward toward their own thoughts and feelings. When low and high self-esteem individuals' responses are lumped together, they cancel each other out. Those most susceptible to persuasion are those in the middle, individuals with moderate self-esteem. There are few strong sex differences in persuadability. Researchers found that women were more likely than men to yield to the abdicated viewpoint. One possible explanation was because they are especially concerned with maintaining social harmony and ensuring smooth interpersonal relations. The need for cognition is a stable, individual difference in people's tendency to engage in and enjoy effortful cognitive activity. People high in need for cognition enjoy thinking abstractly, recall more message arguments, generate a greater number of issue-relevant thoughts, seek more information about complex issues than those low in a need for cognition. People low in need for cognition are more influenced by cues that save them from effortful thought, are frequently swayed by more simple cues such as source credibility, communicator attractiveness, and celebrity endorsements. High self-monitors put a premium on displaying appropriate behavior in social situations. They devote a great deal of cognitive energy to processing a message when it is delivered by a prestigious, attractive, or popular source. High self-monitors are more apt to serve a social adjustive function. Low self-monitors are less concerned with playing a role or displaying socially appropriate behavior. They are highly attentive when the message comes from an expert. Attitudes are more likely to predict behavior for low rather than high self-monitors. Dogmatism is the tendency people have to close off their minds to new ideas and accept only the opinions of conventional, established authorities. Individuals high in dogmatism find it difficult to come up with evidence that contradicts their beliefs. They are willing to accept the views of an expert even when he or she uses weak arguments to support the position. They are hard to convince. Individuals low in dogmatism are open-minded, receptive to new ideas, willing to consider good arguments on behalf of a position, and are more open to persuasion, particularly from strong arguments. A personality trait can affect attitudes by influencing the amount of thinking people engage in when considering the issue. Individuals high in need for cognition tend to think a lot about issues, so they may process arguments deeply and carefully. People high in self-esteem may be more confident about the quality of their thoughts and may rely on them when evaluating the message. Other personality factors include the need to evaluate taps people's tendency to evaluate social experiences as either good or bad. The need for effect focuses on a need to tune into or tune out emotional events. The need for closure involves a preference for getting a definitive answer on an issue and a discomfort with ambiguity. So here's where we've been. Who tends to be the most susceptible to persuasive communications? What role might self-esteem play in the persuasibility of a message? Explain the characteristics of a person high or low in need for cognition. And are attitudes more likely to predict behavior for high or low self monitors? And of course, define dogmatism.